Hello and welcome again. Good to know you're there. Thank you so much for your previous watch time. It's good, it's encouraging, and it's one of the reasons why we are encouraged to do this. And if you're just watching for the first time, I want to say thank you for considering the video. And please check the previous videos so that you will get to see where we started from. You'd also want to help by liking, subscribing or following, and also sharing the videos. And also do not fail to ask your questions, so do that on the comment section. If you want to ask a question or make a comment, please go ahead and do, or welcome. Now we already started on Surds or done multiplication, and now we're looking at division, looking at also rationalizing denominators. We talked previously in the previous video that what rationalization means. It means a situation where you have a fraction. A fraction is represented, general representation of a fraction. But if it turns out that the fraction has a surd, that is one that has a square root, rationalization actually means to make the denominator, rationalizing denominator, make the denominator such that it becomes a rational number. And so the question is, what are rational numbers? Simple, whole numbers. Just make the denominator a whole number. How do you do that? Multiply both the top and the bottom, that is the numerator and the denominator, multiply that by the denominator. So all we're going to have something like this and like this. In essence, at the end of the day, we're going to be having a root b all over b. In other words, b has become a whole number. Now that is just a quick recap, but let's go to what we have. So today we'll be looking at questions, the first and the second. So let's see if we can. This video will take the two of them, but if we can't, we'll just pick one for the length of the video. So let's go to the first. The first, we have this: rationalize 30, rationalize the denominator. Simplify this by rationalizing the denominator. So what you do from the definition is that you have to make this a whole number. So that will mean it's going to be 30 all over root 75. And how you do that is multiply both sides, the top, the numerator and the denominator, by the surd of the denominator. So when we have this, it's going to be 30 times this, which will give us 30 times root 75. All over root 75 times root 75. Remember, I've already said this, that if you have a square root and a square root multiplying each other, a times the square root of a, the answer will just be a. So if you want to know that, please look at the previous videos so you'll be carried along. The reason is because we will not want to be going back and back, we won't go forward quickly. The video will become too lengthy. So just look at the previous videos. Thank you so much. So here we would have this. So the root of 75 times the root 75 will leave us with 75. So what happens here? Do we leave this here? Not really. We can simplify it further. Simplify. So what does it mean? What is 75? 75, what is 75? 75 is the same thing as 5 times 5 times 3. 5 times 5 is what? 25. 25 times 3 is what? Or let me even start. What is 75? 75 is actually 25 times 3. And what is 25? 25 is 5 times 5. And then times 3. So that's what 75 is. So let's pick it here first. Let's turn this way. It becomes 30 times, should I use this or should I use this? Both of them are correct. So let's go straight to this, times the square root of 5 times 5 times 3 all over 75. All over 75. So this will still become 30 times let's do this. Square root of 5 times the square root of 5 times the square root of 3. Remember what we did here? Square root of this times square root of this. Square root to just more like cancel square root to get one of the values. 75. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, so we have this as, from here now, what do we have? We have 30. Now, the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 will be 5. Because the square root of 25, 5 times 5 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So I have 30 times 5 times, this one is still remain, not perfect square root, 3 all over what? 75. Can anything go? You see this one say at the square root, but can we leave it this way? No. Now, mind you, don't quickly go and multiply, because if you multiply this, it becomes big. Well, it can still be okay, 150, but we can break it down. I believe so. So, if we multiply 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, let's go that way. So, what is 30 times 5? 30 times 5 is 150. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 3 is 15. 150. So, what we have is going to be 150 times root 3 all over 75. Have you seen something clearly? 75 can go here, 75 here, 1, 75 here, 2. So what do we have left? We have 2 root 3. Nothing divided by 1, okay? Any number divided by 1 is still the same number. So this is the final answer. So this way we simplify to anything divided by 1 is the same value. So let's see, before I come back to solve this, why don't you try your hands on this? So let's see in the next video. Thank you so much.